The Bahamas. A beautiful island wonder in the wild blue waters of the Atlantic Ocean. An underwater Eden for large and dangerous predators.
You can feel the power, their speed and their strength. If you're a diver and you have never seen a shark, Bahamas guarantee you that.
Voracious, gentle giants. Cunning and intelligent thinkers.
Sometimes you get a little nervous because it's a smart animal and you never know what it's going to do.
Spectacular schools of fish, giant underwater swarms, all caught in a daily battle for survival. And deep, mysterious underwater caves that hold the key to the secrets of Earth's past and future. The Bahamas, a stunning nature lover's paradise. Spread out over more than 250,000 square kilometers of the Atlantic Ocean. About 240 kilometers from Florida's southeastern coast. Its 3,000 islands, islets, and cays, fringed by white sandy beaches and calm turquoise waters, were forged over millions of years. The islands of the Bahamas rest on two massive banks of limestone, 4 kilometers deep and created by ancient marine sediments, such as sand and the skeletal remains of coral reefs. Just 30 of the Bahamas' 700 islands are inhabited by humans. 27 national parks spread throughout the archipelago and provide protection for critical habitats and endangered species, such as the rock iguana. The Bahamas is roughly the same size as New York State and is home to a dazzling array of diverse ecosystems. Thick forests, twisty mangrove swamps, and the deep and mysterious vertical submarine caves, known as blue holes. But perhaps its most breathtaking ecosystems lie under the clean blue water. The world's third largest barrier reef, measuring 300 kilometers long, provides food and shelter to more than 160 species of coral and fish. Shallow coastal waters nurture ancient creatures, perfectly adapted to life on the sandy bottom. But the waters of the open ocean belong to sharks.
For a diver, the Bahamas will give you for sure a guarantee that you're gonna see some sharks. So if you're a diver and you have never seen a shark, Bahamas guarantee you that.
Some 40 species of shark cruise these clear blue Bahamian waters. These are nurse sharks, Caribbean reef sharks, and where the shallow turquoise waters give way to the deep blue, one of the open ocean's great wanderers, the oceanic whitetip shark. Oceanic whitetips are stocky, heavy-set creatures, reaching weights of 170 kilograms and lengths of up to 3 meters, and are not to be confused with their smaller cousins, whitetip reef sharks. Oceanic whitetips typically prowl the deep waters, far from shore. This shark stays close to the upper layer of the ocean. Its large, rounded dorsal fin breaking the surface. Its dark, lifeless eye the size of a baseball. The legendary oceanographer Jacques Cousteau called these powerful silent animals the most dangerous of all sharks. It is a belief held by many and stems from what has been called the worst shark attack in history. In 1945, a United States naval ship called the USS Indianapolis was sunk by a Japanese submarine, leaving about 900 men drifting in groups in the waters off the Philippines. Survivors of the torpedo attack recounted how sharks, believed to be oceanic whitetips, preyed for days on both the dead and the living. Oceanic whitetips are pelagic animals. They inhabit those parts of the sea that are neither close to the bottom nor near the shore. The open ocean is like a desert with little life and little food. To survive out here, oceanic whitetips need to be bold, opportunistic hunters, urgently investigating any possible source of food. Some sharks will bump potential prey before mounting an attack. And there are stories of marauding oceanic whitetips, fearlessly circling and bumping uneasy divers. In the open ocean, conserving precious energy is essential for creatures on a boundless search for food. Oceanic whitetips swim slowly, though they are capable of powerful bursts of speed when in pursuit of fast-moving prey, such as tuna, barracuda, and white marlin. In this vast expanse of the open sea, there is nowhere to hide. And oceanic whitetips are equipped with large triangular serrated teeth used to clench and tear apart their prey. Like all sharks, the oceanic whitetip has an acute sense of smell. As it swims, water passes into its nostrils on the undersurface of its snout and across sensory cells, allowing the shark to locate prey by scent. Incredibly, each nostril can detect smells separately. The shark is able to identify the direction of a scent by which nostril detected the smell first. Oceanic whitetips swim with an entourage of pilotfish, so named because they were once believed to lead or pilot larger fish to prey. Pilotfish follow the sharks to feed on skin parasites and leftover scraps of food. They also conserve energy by hitching a ride in the slipstream created by the larger fish. This shark has a tag attached to its dorsal fin, which allows a researcher to collect information about its behavior. Because they live so far out in the open ocean, oceanic whitetips are among the least studied of all marine creatures. A large-scale tagging operation conducted by researchers in the Bahamas made surprising findings. Oceanic whitetips will roam as far as 2,000 kilometers, then return to their home base in the Bahamas within a few months. The first evidence of return migration in these sharks. Commercial shark fishing is banned in the Bahamas, but when sharks venture far from these islands, they enter dangerous waters. Oceanic whitetips are often caught in long lines set for other species. The findings from this tagging operation will be used in conservation strategies to protect this species. The oceanic whitetip was once one of the most abundant apex predators on the planet, but it is now considered critically endangered. Overfishing has resulted in huge declines in their population. Oceanic whitetips are killed cruelly and illegally for their fins, the costly and destructive key ingredient of shark fin soup. Each year, about 70 million sharks are killed. The Bahamas is one of the few places on Earth where oceanic whitetips thrive in relatively large numbers. Plying the open ocean, consumed by the endless search for food. But oceanic whitetips aren't the only sharks that flourish here. The Caribbean reef shark is one of the largest predators in the tropical coastal waters off the Bahamas. Reaching lengths of 3 meters and weights of up to 70 kilograms. Caribbean reef sharks are not dangerous to humans unless provoked. They are the main attraction of shark dives, in which bait is used to lure sharks to within arm's length of divers.
It's not a dangerous animal because all in reference to sharks. People feel intimidated when they see a shark, or they're most likely to think that something's wrong or something's gonna happen. But I'd encourage anybody to feel safe if they see a Caribbean reef shark, because they're scavengers. They have no interest in humans, so you never see a Caribbean reef shark attacking a human. If you're not a dead or sick fish, you have no worries about seeing a Caribbean reef shark.
And a shark, it's magic. It's majesty. It's elegant. It's excellent. It's a warm, fuzzy feeling that you get because they're so beautiful. They just glide through the water. And they've got their little eye and they look at you, and they're not interested in you. They're just living their life. It's like a good neighbor. So how do you feel? You just feel freed.
The experience of coming eyeball to eyeball with these majestic predators has proved popular, and shark-related tourism now brings an estimated $40 million annually to the Bahamian economy. And while humans may not be part of the food chain of the Caribbean reef shark, another species is not so lucky. The southern stingray is a favorite food of the sharks that prowl these waters. They are the largest rays in this part of the Atlantic, reaching 2 meters in diameter. Though they appear weightless, floating over the seagrass, southern stingrays can tip the scales at more than 90 kilograms. Unlike most fish, the ray does not have an air bladder, the internal organ that provides buoyancy in the water. If the ray stops swimming, it will sink to the bottom, but it is perfectly adapted to life on the coastal sand flats of the Bahamas, feeding on mollusks and worms. buried in the sand. Electroreceptors on the underside of the ray detect vibrations created by buried prey, which the ray uncovers by blowing water through its mouth and gills and flapping its large pectoral fins to disturb the sand. It is a feeding behavior known as hydraulic mining. The southern stingray is a peaceful fish, but if threatened, it will raise its long tail, like a scorpion, to stab predators with a venomous barb. Divers and waders must exercise caution to avoid an unwanted stingray encounter.
If you're shuffling your feet through the sand and the stingray is aware that you're coming, it'll just swim away. But if you were to suddenly step on one, it would shoot that barb as a defense mechanism to defend itself. It's apparently a burning sensation, a very painful sensation, like a wasp sting, but I'd say probably times 1,000.
Meanwhile, near the shoreline is one of the most unique creatures in the Bahamas, the Cassiopeia, or upside-down jellyfish. As the name suggests, these jellies live upside down on the sea bottom. Their ancestors roamed the oceans 500 million years ago. Upside-down jellyfish are farmers, offering algae a home among their tentacles. Algae use photosynthesis to turn sunlight into energy, which is then absorbed by the jellyfish. By floating upside down in the shallow water, the jellyfish provides ample sunlight to the algae, thereby getting itself a free meal. One jellyfish alone is an extraordinary sight. Millions of jellyfish altogether are spectacular. A dense bloom of thimble jellyfish shimmers in the twilight sea. Thimbles are the most common jellies in the Bahamas. They explode in swarms in the late spring, feeding on crustacean zooplankton and barnacle larvae, which they sting with venomous threads. The uncoiling of these threads is one of nature's most remarkable feats. Each thread is armed with a venomous barb that can fire faster than a bullet from a gun. These vast swarms of jellyfish appear to be occurring more often around the globe, either part of a natural cycle or possibly the result of climate change. As oceans warm, jelly embryos develop more quickly, and jellyfish populations explode. They may have no brains, no blood, and no heart, but these thimble jellyfish can be a menace. Swimmers can pass through a swarm of invisible thimble jellyfish larvae without even realizing it. That is, until the appearance of a nasty, itchy rash caused by the stings of young jellyfish no larger than a speck of ground pepper. As twilight turns to night, an equally mesmerizing sight unfolds on the reef. Tomtate. Thousands of them.
It's something that makes you belong. You are surrounded by life. Life is all around you, and that's what you feel under the water, you know, a big school of fish. And if you move slowly and calm, they let you be in the middle, and you feel surrounded by life, very powerful life. The sea never stops, never gets tired. So it's a special feeling, yes, very strong.
Each night, shortly after sunset, these tomtate migrate off the reef, to the sandy seagrass beds, where they will prey on small bottom-dwelling invertebrates, such as shrimp, crabs, and mollusks. Just before sunrise, they will return, en masse, to the safety of the reef. Tomtate are just one of about 150 species of marine fish, known as grunts. As their name suggests, these fish make a grunting sound that is caused by the grinding of their teeth. The peculiar noise made by a grunt is not unlike that of a pig. The creatures of the ocean are locked in a daily battle for survival. And like many fish, tomtate swim in schools to protect themselves from predators. Targeting individual prey from a tightly packed school is no easy task for a visually oriented hunter. For the tomtate, there is safety in numbers. Swimming in unison, the fish may appear as a single large creature to would-be predators such as groupers and sharks. Schooling also helps the tomtate forage for food on the sandy sea bottom. Thousands of eyes are better than two and can mean the difference between finding prey or going hungry. There is another reason why fish swim in schools: to conserve energy. Those at the back of the school are pulled along by the slipstream created by their neighbors, conserving precious energy needed for this nightly forage. Schooling fish maintain these stunning synchronized formations by using what's called a lateral line, cells along the head and body that are sensitive to gentle currents and vibrations. As a fish swims, it displaces water, which creates ripples. When those ripples hit the lateral line of another fish, it is able to detect both the direction and the speed of its neighbor. This allows the school to turn with astonishing precision and to close ranks tightly in the presence of a predator. A cloud of sand is stirred up by one of the largest predators in these waters, the nurse shark. These bottom-dwelling hunters can reach lengths of more than 4 meters. For divers, getting close to even a smaller nurse shark can be exhilarating.
Of course, you can feel the power, their speed and their strength. They maybe are 5 feet, but these guys can swim very fast in a very explosive way. Something for a diver is completely impossible. They are very peaceful and one of the beautiful creatures underwater.
The nurse shark is an apex predator in the Bahamas. Only larger sharks feed on these strong hunters. At night, it prowls the sandy bottom, using a whisker-shaped organ near its mouth, called a barbel, to detect shrimp, squid, and lobsters. It sucks them into its mouth with tremendous force and swallows them whole, then expels inhaled sand through its gills. As the night begins its retreat, the nurse shark will return to the submerged ledges on the reef to rest up for the next nighttime hunt. Another day breaks in the Bahamas. These islands sit atop a thick bed of limestone, comprised of sand and the broken skeletal remains of marine organisms. Limestone is porous, and salt water from the surrounding seas penetrates the rock beneath the island's surface. During past ice ages, fresh rainwater, made acidic by carbon dioxide in the air and soil, percolated down into the earth. It mixed with the salt water, eating away at the limestone to form sinkholes over 100 meters deep. As the earth warmed and oceans rose, sinkholes filled with salt water creating dark and mysterious underwater caves that may now unlock the secrets to the Earth's past and its future. Blue holes. The Bahamas contain the highest concentration of blue holes on the planet. In the dark waters deep below the surface is an ecosystem unlike any other on Earth. A thin layer of fresh rainwater sits atop a denser layer of salty marine water. The freshwater lens prevents oxygen in the air from reaching the saltwater. Yet somehow, extreme life forms manage to thrive in these deep, oxygen-deprived waters. Cave diving scientists have discovered colonies of microbes that are toxic to most other organisms. By studying these hardy bacteria that are able to survive in the anoxic waters of blue holes, researchers can deepen their understanding of what life was like on the planet more than 3 billion years ago, when Earth was an oxygen-free environment and bacteria the primary life form. Similar inhospitable conditions exist on distant planets and moons. The mysterious blue holes of the Bahamas may hold the key to how life is able to survive in oxygen-free environments on Earth and beyond. These blue holes also act as a time capsule. Deep sheltered waters that are low in oxygen are ideal for protecting fossils. The skeletons of ancient crocodiles, tortoises, and bats have all been found here, remarkably preserved. Without blue holes, much of the fossil record of the Bahamas would be gone, destroyed by hurricanes and exposure to the elements. For divers, each descent into a blue hole is an opportunity to visit a strange and distant past.
This kind of feel like you are diving through the arteries of Mother Earth. You are going through a history of geology of our planet. It's like flying and getting into another time. You stop thinking about anything else.
These vast underwater chambers house monumental formations that hang like glowing icicles. These are stalactites. They are formed when dissolved limestone in the water escapes into the air and hardens as calcite. Over time, minuscule amounts of calcite build up and drip from the cave ceiling. Mineral-rich water that seeps through the cave ceiling or drips off the end of stalactites creates stalagmites, which rise from the cave floor. Each of these remarkable sculptures begins with a single drip.
You feel in another world. You are no longer in the normal living realm of your days. You are under the water in a cave, sometimes 600 feet into a cave, and you are just enjoying, but also very focused on what you are doing, exploring a new territory.
Few have explored the farthest reaches of these vast and twisting underground waterways. Cave diving is extremely dangerous. In the darkened depths, it is easy to become disoriented. A single wrong turn or equipment failure, and you're doomed. Hundreds of divers have perished in caves like these. It's believed that less than 20% of the 1,000 blue holes in the Bahamas have been explored. These dark underwater passageways remain one of Earth's final frontiers. On the island of Eleuthera, another unusual underwater environment continues to fascinate scientists. An inland saltwater lake, separate from the ocean, is home to an extraordinary and intelligent creature. This is the Caribbean reef octopus, The octopus is believed to be the smartest of all invertebrates on the planet. Experts believe they have the intelligence, memory capacity, and skills development of a 3-year-old child. In captivity, they have managed to unscrew a bottle cap to remove a crab inside. In the wild, an octopus can remember the location of a predator and stay clear. When faced with a predator, the octopus is armed with multiple defense strategies. It is one of the few creatures on Earth able to completely alter its appearance in a flash. Thousands of color-changing cells just below the surface of the skin allow it to blend in with its surroundings. A complex network of muscles and nerves controls projections on the skin, creating bumps and spikes that match the texture of plants or rocks. Predators, such as sharks and dolphins, may swim over the octopus without even noticing it. If discovered, an octopus could make a fast getaway by sucking water into its mantle and expelling it through a siphon tube to jet through the water. When cornered, an octopus will release a cloud of black, foul-tasting ink to blind and disorient an attacker, and even dull its sense of smell, while the octopus makes its escape. And if caught by a predator, the octopus has a remarkable last line of defense. It is able to lose an arm, then miraculously regrow it later, without lasting damage. In this saltwater lake, there are few predators, and the octopus swims freely, on the lookout for crabs and mollusks. It grips prey with powerful arms, as long as 2.5 meters, then paralyzes it with nerve poison secreted in its saliva. The oldest known octopus fossils date back almost 300 million years. Well before the age of the dinosaur, creatures like these have roamed the oceans, adapting perfectly to their surroundings. The octopus has 3 hearts. 2 pump blood to the gills. The 3rd keeps circulation flowing for the organs. When the octopus swims, the 3rd heart stops beating. It crawls along the seabed to conserve precious energy. In the shallow seas that flank the islands of the Bahamas, sunlight penetrates the surface, nourishing the seagrass, which in turn nourishes one of the ocean's gentle giants, the manatee. These peaceful, slow-moving creatures are sometimes called sea cows, though they actually evolved from the same land animal as the elephant more than 50 million years ago. At 3 meters long and reaching weights of up to 550 kilograms, the average adult manatee is similar in size to a large polar bear. A powerful tail pushes the manatee along the sea meadow. It will cover 5 to 8 kilometers in an hour. Manatees are voracious herbivores and will spend up to 12 hours a day feeding on seagrass, weeds, and algae. A manatee can consume 10% of its body weight in plants every day. Coarse hairs around its lips enable it to detect and grasp plants, especially helpful when the manatee is feeding in murky water. Scientists believe the bristles are as sensitive as a human fingertip. Like all marine mammals, manatees must surface to breathe air. A resting manatee can stay submerged for as long as 20 minutes by slowing its heart rate by 80% to conserve oxygen. When the manatee does take a breath, it replaces 90% of the air in its lungs. In comparison, humans replace just 10%. Manatees are sluggish and docile. They have no defense mechanisms because they have no natural predators. And yet these placid creatures are at risk of extinction. They are illegally slaughtered by hunters, seeking their hides, carelessly entangled in fishing nets, and accidentally killed by motorboats in the shallow coastal waters favored by these gentle beasts. At the surface, another air-breathing marine creature catches a breath. The loggerhead turtle is the largest of all hard-shelled turtles in the sea and is named for its sizable log-shaped head. This female is about 1.5 meters long. Her shell is as broad as a table for 4. Loggerheads swim slowly, but are capable of bursts of up to 30 kilometers an hour when fleeing predators such as sharks.
You feel like small compared to them, and they are so fast. They are so agile under the water. We as divers, even with the best buoyancy that we can achieve, we are not so good swimmers as them.
This loggerhead turtle has company. The remora, or suckerfish, are highly specialized creatures. A modified dorsal fin on the top of its head acts as a suction cup and allows it to cling on the turtle for a free ride. Remoras will feed on parasites and bacteria on the turtle's shell, as well as leftover scraps. The loggerhead's days are spent soaring to the surface for air, then down to the bottom to search for prey. Powerful jaws crush jellyfish, conch, and crabs. Older loggerheads, such as this female, show no fear of divers. Loggerhead turtles have an enormous range. An adult female will migrate thousands of kilometers from its feeding ground to lay its eggs on the same beach where it hatched years before. These warm and shallow waters are home to another long-distance traveler, the green sea turtle. Like its cousin, the loggerhead, its homing behavior is remarkable. Tiny magnetic particles in the brain allow it to use the Earth's magnetic field to navigate the open ocean, to locate the exact stretch of coastline where its life began. Hatchlings have been observed tasting the sand as they scurry down the beach to the surf. It's believed this is to create a chemical memory of their birthplace, so they may return to the same spot in 12 to 15 years to continue this cycle of life. Life in the open water of the Bahamas is a struggle. By returning to a successful nesting site to lay its own eggs, the sea turtle increases the odds of survival for the next generation. Unlike most sea turtles, the adult green sea turtle is a true herbivore. It feeds entirely on algae and seagrass, which colors its fat green and gives the green sea turtle its name. They eat as much as 2 kilograms of seagrass a day and control the growth of these flowering plants. They are the cattle of the sea. Without the green sea turtle, this sandy sea floor would be invisible. Beautiful white sand beaches fringe the islands of the Bahamas, comprised mainly of the shells and skeletons of marine organisms. The fine, sandy bottom extends for kilometers into the sea and underpins the oceanic food chain. Plants that grow in the sand provide food and protection for fish, which attract one of the ocean's most playful and intelligent creatures, the Atlantic spotted dolphin.
It's not that easy to get close to the dolphins unless they want it. Of course, they feel like they don't know you. They don't know if you're a threat. But when they feel curious and they feel safe, they can swim around you very fast, very agile. They are like surfers under the water.
I wouldn't say spiritual, but it's a loving feeling inside when you embrace something like that has such intelligence and such power and speed. It's a good feeling. Sometimes you get a little nervous because it's a smart animal and you never know what it's going to do.
Atlantic spotted dolphins are social animals. Traveling through these shallow coastal waters in pods of 10 to 100. Groups can include males and females, adults, and young dolphins that are yet to develop their trademark spots. Like whales, dolphins breathe air, taking in oxygen at the ocean's surface through a blowhole on top of the head. And just like whales, dolphins are conscious breathers. They never fall completely asleep. One hemisphere of the brain always remains awake, so even while sleeping, the dolphin is able to surface for air and remain alert to predators. Their brain-to-body ratio, which is believed to be a measure of intellect, is second only to humans. Dolphins use touch and posture to communicate. These three touch fins to stay in contact as they accelerate through the water. Swimming belly up can signal a male's interest in mating. In a large social group, efficient communication is essential. Dolphins use clicks and whistles to keep in touch. Each member of the pod uses a signature whistle to identify itself, a useful tool for a mother keeping track of a young calf. Adults emit loud pulses of sound to discipline young dolphins or even scare off sharks. Even more impressive is the way these dolphins see with sonar. They are expert at echolocation, making clicking sounds, as many as 500 per second, that travel through the open ocean, bouncing off of potential prey and echoing back to the dolphin to reveal the size, shape, and location of a potential meal. This sensory system is so precise that dolphins have been employed by the U.S. Navy to locate underwater explosives. The complex social network of dolphins is designed for one purpose: survival. Dolphins will coordinate hunts, herding, and then harvesting schools of fish. A whistle then signals the catch to other dolphins in the group. Spotted Atlantic dolphins have also been seen taking part in post-mortem rituals that researchers believe are consistent with grieving. Adult dolphins will use their backs and heads to buoy up recently deceased calves at the surface, as if unwilling to part with the dead. Adult dolphins will hold on to their dead young for as long as 30 minutes before surrendering them to the sea, where they will nourish other creatures, energizing the food chain and ensuring new generations will thrive in this beautiful and complex underwater world. From rich coral reefs and deadly underwater caves, to apex predators of the open ocean and majestic creatures linked to a prehistoric past, the Bahamas is a treasure trove for explorers and one of the many wonders of the Great Blue Wild.
In the Bahamas, we have great visibility. End of story. I think what is special about it is the geological landscape and the fact that it is unspoiled, and it's really unspoiled.
It's a magical place, very still. You feel like good, strong contact and a balance. But 70% of the planet is water, so diving puts you really close to what it's feeling and living this planet.